Okay, so question number one says, what type of love do you think Klimt depicts in this painting? What love languages does Klimt depict? And why do you think these are significant?
Alright, so I think Klimt depicts philautia love in this painting because, as you can see, she has a painting for herself, or it would be for herself. And so like I feel like you need to have like a lot of self-love to have a painting up for yourself in your house. And then I also think there is a giving gifts type of love language in this, because you also have to like be very, self-loving to give yourself a gift, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, I do. I see the painting as kind of like a gift to herself. And in the painting, she's dressed pretty nice. So she kind of looks a little materialistic. Like she's getting her portrait painted. Like she had to stand there and let somebody paint her for X amount of hours. So I feel like there's a lot of self-love in having the confidence to stand and do something like that.
Alright, so question 2 is, what elements of the painting stand out the most? Do these elements contribute to the depiction of love? Why or why not?
The background stands out a lot, but the main thing that pops out to me is the fact that she's almost entirely blue, and I kind of feel like that represents the lack of love. Even though I feel like the painting depicts philautia, I feel like the fact that she's blue kind of says that the self-love isn't enough. Like, just the self-love isn't enough to make her feel love. And that's why she's blue, because she looks very, like, melancholy. She's never smiling, and she's kind of positioned. She doesn't look extremely relaxed while she's being painted. So,
yeah, I can see that. But then something that stands out to me is that she's the tallest object in the photo or painting. Like, you can see people and horses in the back, which are like 1/5 of the size of her, which shows like she has a lot of self-love, and that, she's the center of her universe, basically.
Yeah, she looks really powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah. The third question says, does this painting connect to another Klimt work that we have discussed in class? And if so, how do they overlap or differ? I think it relates to the first painting of Adele Bloch-Bauer. And when you go to the first painting, it's a huge difference between how she looks in the second one and the first one. Because in the first one, she's like drenched in warm, rich colors. She looks super fancy. She looks super materialistic, which supports the idea that her love language would be giving gifts. And it depicts a lot of philautia. But also in the second one, she just looks a lot sadder. Like in the first one, it looks like at least she has like her riches to surround her and keep her happy. But in the second one, she's completely pale, and she just looks kind of fed up. Like she doesn't even have all her glitters and golds there that make her feel however they do now.
Yeah, so the Adele Bloch-Bauer 1 and 2, they differ in the sense that the colors are way different, and also the settings. Like, maybe in Adele Bloch-Bauer 1, she's in her home on her throne-like chair, and then in the second one, she's outside getting a portrait painted of her. But then something that also, like, another piece of art that relates to it is, like, Baby, in my opinion. I think that's what it's called. And it's like, it's because of just all the colors. Because the colors in the second Adele Bloch-Bauer, like, it shows that Klimt went out of his way instead of drawing all gold. And he also, like, grew as an artist instead of, like, just being, one tone, which is gold. And he, like, explored his artistic ways, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, the contrast in color is really big.
And then the fourth question, last question, is, does this painting clarify or cloud your understanding of this type of love? Why so?
For me personally, it clarifies my type of love that I see in this painting, because I feel like because she's so blue and so pale, it displays the lack of other loves. Like, yeah, she has philautia and she has all her nice things, but I feel like she's really lacking, like, maybe an eros love, or maybe she doesn't feel as loved, because wasn't this lady supposed to be one of, like, Clint's side pieces? So maybe she's feeling
Maybe.
a little blue, a little neglect in the love category as far as love from other people.
Could be, but I think I'm the opposite, and I think, like, this clouds my understanding of this love for this photo, because, like, if you were getting a portrait of yourself, like, wouldn't you want to be happy and, like, joyous rather than being sad, or I don't know what she is,
Yeah,
but
she just looks really fed up.
yeah, like, at least for myself, like, if I was getting a portrait done of myself, I would want to be the happiest person in the world, because not many people have that luxury of standing there for hours
And
just
getting someone painting them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so
She kind of looks like she's in pain.
could be.
But, yeah, that's it.